Hello, how is everyone? Have you been going around your house and changing your clocks on your stove and your microwave and in your car if it doesn't do it automatically? I know mine didn't. So, thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to be talking about stock market news of the week. First, starting off with talking a little bit about those tariffs. We went into a deep dive last Sunday about the tariffs. Um, let's see. Am I frozen? Hmm. I'm not sure if Eddie, I see you in the chat. Are you am I frozen? Are you able to hear me? Are you able to see me? Yes, I'm frozen, but you can hear me? Can you hear me okay? Can someone let me know if you're able to hear me? I might have to abandon this live. Yeah, hey Lisa. Hey, can you hear me guys? Let me know if you can hear me. Yes, I can hear you. And I am frozen. Okay, I'm gonna keep on. I'm gonna start talking. Sorry, I'm frozen. Maybe I'll go off camera for a minute and see if it. I'll stop the cam for a little bit, and I can't stop the cam. You hear us? You hear me? Thank you, Buzz and Eddie. All right, so I'm just gonna start talking. Hopefully, uh, my video catches up. But I was going to talk a little bit about Trump and the tariffs. And we went into a deep dive last week talking about how he's imposing these tariffs with Mexico and China and Canada. And how it could lead to higher prices on everything, not just cars and electronics, but the small everyday products that we need, down to our paper products, our pet supplies, pretty much everything. So, um, and what does this mean for the stock market? The stocks have dropped this week because investors don't like when we're in times like this of uncertainty. Companies with global operations are especially nervous, and that's most companies are getting something, getting products from outside of the US. So this could lead to a trade war. Now, I'm even more concerned that if you guys can hear me and see me, please let me know. Are you guys just seeing a black screen? Are you able to hear me? Frozen. Okay. Gosh, I seem to be having a lot of technical difficulties today. Hmm. I'm not sure. You can hear me still, Eddie? Okay. I'm going to keep going. What are you seeing on the screen? A black screen? Or are you able to see me? You're frozen. Okay. Okay. I'm sorry, guys. I can't see anything on my end. So that's what's leading to my confusion. I didn't want to be over here talking. I wish you could at least I could at least put, my icon up. You're just looking at a frozen picture of me, and I can't did the okay, all right. I think I got my picture covered up now. Okay, so I'm just gonna keep going, but I think I might have to leave my camera off and just do a quick live. Guys, let me know if you have any questions in the comments, so that maybe I can just focus on that because, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be up here too long today because I'm having technical issues and, I didn't, drop out and come back in maybe. Hmm, I don't know if it'll pick back up or if I'll lose the whole live. On StreamYard, you have to start a new live if you're not able to reconnect. But I'm just going to continue with what I was saying. So, yes, all of this with the tariffs and just everything that Trump has been going about has just caused a lot of uncertainty in the market. And did I buy this week? A little bit. I had a lot going on this week. So I wasn't as focused on the stock market as usual. If you notice, I didn't put out really any videos since last week. But yes, I always try to have some money on hand for those blue chip stocks that I've been working on long term, my Google, my Amazon, and things like that. So, um, let's see. So recession fears. This is the type of things that all of these layoffs that are going on, how these, what's going to go on concerning the tariffs. This is all stuff that it trickles down, and it's not trickling down slow. It's pretty much hitting the market and causing a lot of uncertainty. And as I always say, that is something that the market does not like. These times are as exciting. Believe it or not. Yeah. So, yeah, so many things that Trump is doing. He's like trying to bring us back to the 1800s, early 1900s with some of the changes that he's trying to impose regarding the tariffs and uh a time when the US didn't have so much income tax, and we focused on um tariffs and taxes in order to generate money for the country, where just among other things that he's doing that have been long established laws on the books for the US, but I'm not going to get into any other ones. Let's just focus on the stock market related things. But obviously these higher tariffs could lead or will lead to higher prices for us. I haven't been to Costco lately. Eggs is one thing that we've all been talking about for weeks now, but have you noticed any price jumps in the stores yet? Let me know in the chat. Um, so, yeah, I guess Trump was on a TV show this morning on Fox News. It was recorded last week, but it aired today. And, he's talking about the recession fears. And when asked what he thought about the situation, he said, I hate to predict things like that. Trump said, when asked if he's expecting a recession this year. This is a time of transition because we're doing we're doing things that are very big. We're bringing wealth back to America. So while he's on his goal to get on track to do these things, we are having to face the volatility. And he's only been in office for a few weeks. So we shall see where this goes. But we've seen a lot of, shakeup so far. And yeah, I don't, it could lead to a lot of, trade disputes and stuff like that. He's some going back and forth with his decisions and trying to figure out how these tariffs are going to go, especially related to Canada and Mexico. So, and then we have the ones going into place coming up in April related to vehicles. So we will see how all of this turns out. But right now, we are facing a lot of volatility in the stock market. Uh, you know, this is a normal thing. This happens from time to time, market correction or truly, long-term bear market. But it's been a roller coaster, and I know everyone is watching their portfolio and probably really feeling it. I know a few weeks ago I was up over 100% on my Tesla positions, and I have Tesla, I think, in two portfolios. I was up over 100%. Now I think I'm only up about between like 25 to 30%. I am a long-term investor. I did not sell any while I was up that much. And that's my choice, but it it's just it's hard, and we have to just stay strong and know that I believe that investing is still the best way in order to build wealth long term. So whether it's those individual stocks or if you want to continue to rely on your ETFs, for example, that track the S&P 500, even that has slipped significantly down to, levels that we haven't seen since I think 2023. So, traders are going to be nervous, but investors also have to think long term and be focused. Guys, if you're just tuning in, I was having some technical issues. I was frozen on the screen, so I'm just gonna probably just stay off screen today. But some people in the chat have let me know that they're able to hear me, so I'm just gonna keep going for a little bit. Thanks for tuning in. If you haven't already, give the live a thumbs up. So Buzz is saying if you can learn anything from this, it's always keep cash on hand for buying opportunities like this. Agreed. Agreed. Um, or you can, if you're not a person that invests on your own into whether it's an IRA or a taxable account, even seeing the big picture and maybe evaluating if you want to increase your contributions through your employer while we are going through this volatility, and always focus on doing that on a yearly basis anyways, but maybe sooner than later, if you see the big picture of what we might be going through and you're thinking down the road, whenever your retirement age is, this could be an opportunity. And if that's the only way that you might be able to take advantage, I would, think about it. Think about it. So let's see. Investors are nervous about tariffs, inflations, the overall market is being shaken up. So it feels dramatic, but you know, if you're kind of newer to investing and you just kind of never have paid attention and looked at it, I don't be scared, because really these things happen often. Right now, what we're going through with this new administration is very sudden, and maybe it wouldn't be happening to this level if it wasn't for the big changes. I don't think it would be, but at the same time, like Buzz just said, are you holding cash? What is your plan? Are you buying the dip? Are you having that, that vision for the future of what you might be able to build? Because like we went through on another live a few weeks ago, we talked about what Warren Buffett was doing. Maybe some of your investments you might just have to hold tight with them, but is there something else that you might be able to focus on in the meantime, like consumer or healthcare or something else that may thrive in this environment? And not necessarily individual stocks, but if you're not ready to choose them, but even investments like SCHD or SPHD, something like that, that may be able to weather all of this volatility in a different way, things that are not necessarily tech heavy, because, the Mag 7 has been taking some hits. I already touched on what's going on with Tesla, the way it's pretty much come down week after week after week after really thriving earlier on by around the time of the inauguration. So both Tesla and Nvidia have come down significantly, and investors are worried, but um, we have coming up soon, on between March 17th and March 21st, NVIDIA is going to be holding a GTC conference. And so that will be bringing us some major news when it comes to AI. So let me take a look at the chat. So SCHD is holding up well. I think it's proving itself to be rather defensive. Yes, that's what I've been reading, and I'm going to touch on that. I haven't recorded my dividend update video yet for the month of February, but I'm going to touch on that in the video. And another thing with SCHD, they're going to be having their reconstitution coming up, I think probably around the 21st of this month. So there's going to be changes, but the way it's structured and its focus, it could be a good place to get one of those investments that's going to give us stability in our portfolio with everything that's going on, as opposed to those, QQQM, or things that are just going to be, or even, a regular S&P 500 or total stock market like VTI that are of course they're weighted by market cap, but that's what leads it to be tech heavy, and that's where some tech has been losing its shine lately, and we might have to be open to other things if we are trying to fingers crossed, Tim. I hear you. um, Tim, a dollar an egg? No, Tim, I'm not paying more than hopefully 45 cents per egg. I'm over here over calculating how much per egg I'm paying because these prices are so crazy. And that's what I figured is my max the other day when I was looking at some local stores prices. So let's see, what else did I have in my notes here? Economic indicators. So what has been going on? We have CPI and PPI numbers coming up, and they are another thing that's going to shake up the market depending on how they come out. So CPI is the consumer prices, that's what we pay, and PPI is the producers' prices. That's what businesses pay before selling to us. So we all know that when the the prices go up, they're going to be passed on to us, the consumer. The stores are not going to eat the prices ever. So higher PPI can lead to higher CPI. Businesses, they're always going to pass on the cost. The big question is, um, another issue is the rate cuts. The market expects to see more rate cuts this year, starting likely in around June. So certain stocks are thriving and certain ones are not. Like we have um, in my portfolio, like Main Street Capital is doing well. That's a business development company, so they're going to benefit from the higher rates. Whereas Realty Income is a REIT, a real estate investment trust, and they are not thriving right now. And part of the issue, I believe, is because of those higher rates. Um, so we will see different shifts going on as these rates continue to be adjusted. And guys, if you're just tuning in, thank you for tuning in. Make sure to give the video, the live, a thumbs up. And I'm off camera because I was having some issues, but everyone told me they were able to hear me. So I just kept going, even though I'm having some technical issues today. And guys, I did the whole live last Sunday. I didn't even have my microphone on and nobody told me. I guess you guys didn't feel like I sounded that bad. Um, so Mike is sharing that he sold all of his Tesla. That stock is that stock is not going up. Okay. So Mike has given up on his Tesla stock. What percentage were you up when you gave up on it? Because I've already shared earlier on that I was up over 100%, and now I'm only up about maybe close to 30. Um, yes, looking forward to seeing what happens with the reconstitution on SPHD. Any guesses as to which stocks are going to get the boot? I do not. I do not have any for you on that. Thank you for the super chat, Vincent. I appreciate that. Um, yeah, I'm kind of disappointed that I'm having these issues. It's been a long week. Uh, so let's talk a little bit about, I didn't post yet, but are there any earnings coming up this week that you have your eye on? I usually I will post that to my community tab. I didn't yet. Um, and yeah, what is your focus? Is it value stocks, different things? When we went over what Warren Buffett did a couple weeks back, we saw that he was focusing on Constellation Brands and Domino's Pizza, just really things that were a little outside of the box. He's still holding on to his Apple stock, but you know, you have to do what's right for you. I hope that no one is turned off to investing because of what is going on, because you have to have a long-term mindset, in my opinion. If you wanna rebalance, if you wanna cut certain things from your portfolio, like Mike is sharing, I totally understand that, but I hope that no one turns their back completely on investing because of the volatility, because we have to think if anything else was on sale, we would be thrilled. And depending on what you choose, if you do the research into a good quality company, we have to have that long-term vision and know that it's going to turn around. But yeah, if you are investing into individual stocks, not just a target date fund or a mutual fund or something for retirement, just be careful. Just put that work in. But if you have the budget for it, this is the type of opportunity that I've been hoping for in order to build up my investments. So so today we touched a little bit on the tariffs and the market volatility, the tech stocks. We have some upcoming economic data. Let's talk about a little bit about sector rotation. Um, so sector rotation, this means when investors are moving money from hot stocks like, those tech stocks that we've all been focusing on lately. We heard so much. That's all we hear about is Nvidia all the time, things like that. Into more stable areas like consumer staples and industrials. So it might be a time for focus into those in your portfolio. But at the same time, you have to be mindful. Are you a long-term investor, or you have to know what level of skill you have and what work you're able to put into your investments, because when I add something into my portfolio, I pretty much want it to be a hold long term. I won't necessarily say buy and hold forever, unless it's like my FXAIX. I think I put that title on there, and I try not to ever clickbait you guys with any of my titles. Um, but I'm not a person that wants to have to sell their stocks every year or every couple of years. So I like to invest into companies that I believe in for the long term. It's not like it was 50 years ago. Companies are not going to be around as long as they were back then, but still, I like a level of simplicity when it comes to my investing so that I don't have to constantly worry. And if there is fluctuation in my portfolio on particular stocks, I'm okay with that because I know that it's a company that is I had the long-term vision and I saw the potential in it. So guys, another thing I wanted to ask, is anybody boycotting Target? Are you guys on board with any of that? Target, that's one of those investments that I wish I went with Costco or Walmart instead of Target. And now to see that they're going through this lengthy boycott, I think I'm not sure what the date range is on it, but it just recently started. Is anybody planning on being a part of that? Let's see. Apple is a good stock. iPhone users love paying a lot of money for old tech. So you're saying Apple's not keeping up, but the consumers keep buying it anyways? Okay, taking a quick look at the chat. Hi, Chocolate Drop. Brian, Elliot, thank you guys for tuning in. Apple is playing it safe. Okay. All right. So, yes, value stocks, solid dividend players in your portfolio. We might have to evaluate our focus. I definitely am still sticking with my ETFs that track the S&P 500, and the total stock market, but I have to be ready, to have to see the fluctuation of what is gonna go on with them, but I'm not about to retire. I'm not ready to tap into them, so I have time to let them recover, and even if I was, like, about to retire, if I was much older, then, I still have to have the vision of I'm not going to tap into it all at once. It's not like you retire and you have to you withdraw your entire portfolio. You're going to withdraw on it little by little. So we have to be ready. I know it's harder for people when they are at retirement and the market is having this level of volatility and they feel like their investments are losing, but it's going to happen. It's going to happen whether it was going to happen. It happens on a regular basis. We have corrections, but yeah, we the administration that's in place is outside of our it's done and over with. It's in place now, and we just have to hold tight while everything is getting put into place. It's just the first few weeks, and as we can see, he is making big changes, and it's causing markets to be choppy, but we have to stay informed and stick to our strategy and know when there are opportunities in front of us in order for us to potentially win long term. So let me take a look at the chat. Yep, about the same. Was up well over 100. You got rid of your Tesla when you were about 40% up, and you're going to move money into Apple and a few other stocks. Okay. So, Mike, what is your favorite? Do you have a favorite fund that you invest into, or do you do mostly individual stocks outside of, your retirement? Do you do any extra investments into funds? So, Apple launch of their iPhone 16e is a way to capture the lower end market. Yes, and I let me see what happened there. What's going on with this today? Okay. So, yeah, I think they're gonna try to make lower price, more affordable versions of not just the iPhone, but of their MacBook, the iPods, and all sorts of products. So they are trying to be more cost friendly. Thank you, Joe, for tuning in and for letting me know that I that you guys are okay with me being off camera this week. I was having technical issues, but I appreciate that. And thank you for the super chat. Palantir is one of my stars. Palantir took a hit this week. Everything took a hit. um, Mike, I know AVGO is another one of yours, I think, Mike, right? Let's see. So guys, are you seeing any prices in your supermarkets going up higher? Is there anything that you plan on buying sooner than later because of potential issues related to the tariffs? Is there anything that you're planning on doing differently before it could be potentially impacted and cost you more money? And if you haven't already, please give the live a thumbs up and let me know if Chevron can't believe they own Texaco. It's dropping here, and I think Chevron is one that, along with Apple, is one that was, maintained in, Warren Buffett's portfolio. Okay. So, yeah, I would say, like, back in 2008, I was not investing outside of my my 401k back then. So I wasn't looking at the stock market the way that I do today. I wasn't investing on behalf of my children at that time. Um, I just wasn't in the place, in order to even think about it, even on a small scale, just for birthdays and Christmas or something like that. But but if I could go back in time, I would invest heavily then. I would invest heavily at the beginning of, what we went through at C19 and even, in 2022, um, when you look at the way the market was able to thrive after those years and what occurred. So as you learn and you grow, as Maya Angelou says, as you when you know better, you do better. So just have your eyes open to the potential of what we are going through, this volatility, all of these changes, um, potentially having more bills related to just everything with these tariffs if they do come through, or if there's uncertainty and these the stores are eager to pass the costs on to us. I know in my area, I have homes in the same state, but in different areas, and I have different electric providers. I know one of my electric providers is up 14%. I don't know how much the other one is up. I feel like it's up 45%. That can't be right, but when I look back at what I was paying for electricity, this I have to look in the same month last year, I feel like it's that significant of a jump. I need to go over there and figure out what is going on. But in my own personal residence, it's up 14%. When your basic utilities are going up that much, it's just really I understand that I'm talking about this. I always give encouragement to focus on your investing, but at the same time, I want you to guys know I'm a regular person. I know it's hard with when your car insurance is going up, your utilities are going up, the groceries have been outrageous, and never mind if you what all these costs, and then to think that potentially these costs are going to continue to increase if these tariffs go through. Um, and maybe, maybe it will be paired with some decrease to income tax, but that's not here yet. So we have to be able to manage during the time that we are in. And, I hope that um, those big wigs, the people that have the administrators, the leaders of the country realize that there are regular people and how we are going to be impacted while we're waiting for things to be shaken out and get back on track. So, I just want to say that because I don't want you guys to think that I have it like it's. I think I say these things as though they're easy. I know it's not easy, and I know sometimes I have to dig deep in order to be able to keep up with saving and investing. And when something comes up, be able to replenish my savings, but at the same time, I'm trying to do it. I'm trying to tighten my belt and really focus on doing it because I don't want to be burdened by credit card debt and just everything that comes with it. Been there before and don't want to happen again. Eddie, we don't need to hear about your bidet in order to save on toilet paper. You could have kept that one to yourself. Let's see, start a side business. You have some ideas, suggestions for some business for us, Tim? Tim, I think I saw your options trades from last week on IG. I see you're still going. Let's see, taking a quick look at the chat. I've thought about this before. I just didn't know if it would how much it pays. I've never done the research on it, but that is something that I've thought about. Eddie, what are you laughing about? You just hearing my comment that I said about you? Okay. So guys, let me know if you have any questions. What are your thoughts on what's going on? Uh, oh, okay. I don't know. You got some lag going on? I thought I said that a while ago. Or did you not have your phone in your hands? Let's see. Any suggestions for next week's live, or do we need to wait and see what the upcoming week holds for us before you be able to tell me that? No, just slow typing. I was doing something. Okay, okay, okay. So Tim is selling on eBay, vending machines. Yeah, I wish I had a laundromat. There's certain laundromats in my area that I was telling my daughter, like, this has been a laundromat like all of my life. It's this building. I don't know if the ownership or whatever has changed, but in a city, laundromats, car washes, those basic things. A bread route. Okay, you guys are coming up with some different things here, sharing some side hustles to do. But yeah, this mobile notary, that one is something I need to look into for myself. I've been, well, I think I am female and I am kind of scared to do certain type of gig work, especially if it entails getting out of the car in certain areas back and forth by myself. So, Andre Hatchett, okay. And what do they share on their platform? Right, I don't have a pen. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in. I am going to try to get back on track with recording my regular content, but always still want to keep up with doing my Sunday live. So feel free to let me know if you have any questions, comments, suggestions. Um, if you do watch any of my videos during the week, please leave me a comment as well as a thumbs up so that I know that you're there and watching. I appreciate your support. Thank you to Vincent as well as Joe for the super chat. I appreciate you guys tuning in and doing that, supporting and being the sponsors of today's live stream. And I am going to get going with uh, preparing a few uploads that I want to work on. And check on my daughter. My daughter's best friend, her grandmother passed away. She just got the news today, and she's out of the country. She passed away, and she's not even here. And the grandma was a very special grandma because her parents have not been able to care for her. So, grandma was really the mom, and I feel for her because she's a young woman and now having to go through that. as well as not being able to, have her parents in her life the way that others, do. So, my daughter is sad for her, of course, and, my daughter also knew the grandmother because, like I said, that's who she lived with. That was, like, her mom, so but, thank you guys for tuning in, um, and I will see you next week.